Yo, what's good YouTube? VISHBEGAMIN here. Today I wanted to show you my final center build of the week. This is my opinion, my favorite center, and I also think this is the best center in NBA history, Hakeem Olajuwon. He's honestly also like the most underrated player in NBA history. I would almost say Kobe because he's getting erased from NBA history out of like top 5 and stuff. But Hakeem is just straight up being removed from the top 10, and they're having people saying Jokic is better than Hakeem. I don't know why, because Hakeem Olajuwon is one of 3 players to ever receive MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year. The other 2 players that ever do it was Michael Jordan and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So very elite class. He's one of 2 only players in NBA history to ever win a NBA championship without a Hall of Famer. This was in '94. The other player that did that was Bill Walton. So when he was in his prime and healthy, he was also an incredible center. RIP. And you know, Hakeem Olajuwon, he carried a mediocre Rockets team to like, you know, back-to-back titles in the 93-94 season and the 94-95 season. And then that 94-95 season was also really impressive because one, yeah, he had Clyde Drexler, but he was past his prime, only played 35 games. Hakeem also had some injuries too, which put him away in the MVP award, and David Robinson was handed that award, and Hakeem destroyed him in the semifinals. And you know, it's ironic that like, while we should give credit to MJ for winning those 6 championships and going up against the opponents he faced in the finals, what does Hakeem have to face? The same opponents MJ faced in the finals. He gone up against the Phoenix Suns, Charles Barkley's Suns. He went up against the David Robinson Spurs. He went up against Clyde Drexler, and then Clyde Drexler joined his team the next year. So he also went up against the Supersonics too, beat them. He went up against the Utah Jazz. Karl Malone, John Stockton, beat them. So I think he's severely underrated. We should give him the credit. You know, I don't think it's just MJ's era. It was also Hakeem's too, because he did this with not the best squad. And you know, in his second year, he went to the NBA Finals, upsetted the Showtime Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. And he played with Ralph Sampson, yes, but Hakeem Olajuwon was proving to be the best player in the series. And you know, the only reason why he lost is because he lost to an all-time Boston Celtics team with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. And if you're gonna knock him on that, then let's just knock on MJ for that too, because I mean, he lost to that same team in the first round, and I wouldn't hold that against neither Hakeem or Jordan, because Hakeem was just like too young. It was already an impressive feat for him to make it to the finals. And then for MJ, he was also, you know, they were both part of the same draft class, and MJ didn't have much talent around him during that time. Not even like Scottie Pippen wasn't even drafted then. And even if he was, he still wouldn't have been the player that he was later on in the, you know, early 90s, mid 90s. So yeah, in my opinion, top 3 centers: Kareem 3, Wilt 2, Hakeem 1. So if you're interested on how I go about this build, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is first name him Hakeem, last name Olajuwon, make him right-handed, jersey number 34. Put him in the center spot. You know, he was weird. It's like he's listed at 7 foot, but some people say he's like maybe low-key even like 6'10", 6'11". But you know, we're just gonna go listed off of what he's listed as, and I think he is 7 foot, maybe 6'11". But and then the weight we made it 241. We don't want to go like too high, because if you go too high, you'll miss out on a potential option of getting Hall of Fame high flying denier. And then it's like if you go too low, then well, actually it'd be all right if you went 240. But I just stopped at like 241. Yeah, 241. 240 is honestly not much of a difference. I was thinking, yeah, the strength. See, if it's 239, then your strength is like messed up. You want to have a 92 strength and 93 interior as another option. So you can, as long as you're around the 240 to 241 range, you'll be all right. Wingspan, his wingspan is like listed at 7'6", but if we did that, the mid-range would be like at an 83, and it's like, it's already, even at a 7'4" wingspan or 7'5" wingspan, it doesn't really truly establish his mid-range enough. But well, I put it at 7'4", so that way you can have a fairly high mid-range, still get at least a bunch of silver shooting badges, and still have a great 3-ball. So first thing we're gonna do is, you know, same thing with a lot of my center builds. I go 94 close shot, so that way you can at least get either Paint Prodigy on Hall of Fame at 96. You could settle with it even at 94, or you can add +5 to this to get a 99 close shot for Hall of Fame paint, or for Legend Paint Prodigy. Then for the drive-in layup, this is important. I'm gonna go all the way up to a 90. That way you can get gold physical finisher. You can get a lot more layup animations, and these two badges will go hand in hand. Whether you do a drive-in layup or a standing layup, physical finisher is going to pop up. I'm telling you, it's very important. The driving dunk, I'm gonna go with a 75. This is plenty, especially for a center build. You'll get athletic dunks off 2 and 1. Then the standing dunk, I'm gonna put it right at a 90. This is good enough. You'll get big man contacts, elite big man contacts, and gold rise up. Post control, we're putting it at a 94 again, so that way you have the option to either just go +1 to get Hall of Fame post up poet, or you can go +5 to get 99, so you'll have legend post up poet. I went with like both of these being at 99, so I could just give off the Hakeem, you know, post, you know, dream shake, you know, game that he has. The mid-range, you can go up to an 85. If you were okay with 85, you could go 7'5" wingspan. But the 3-ball would be at a 79 max. So I just kind of recommended around 7'4" wingspan, so you can have an 83 ball, and then the 86, 87 mid-range is good. You won't get shifty shooter because you're 7 foot, but I've been taking moving mid-range shots, like moving pull-up mid-range shots, and I still green them just fine even without the badge. It's just about your jump shot that you're using and just the timing and what is your stat. Then the free throw, we're just gonna max it out all the way to a 92. Use Karl-Anthony Towns free throw jump shot. It's really nice, and you'll consistently knock them down just like as if you were a point guard. Ball handle, we put it at a 65, just so that way you can get some normal dribble moves, normal dribble style. And 40 pass accuracy, I know it looks really low, I'm gonna get bashed for it, but I repped grind so much to get to vet 1 and vet 2 with this build right here. My Kyrie build, when I was going for, you know, starter 1, 2, 3, 4, I did it with Kyrie, because point guards and centers are the best builds on this game. So as a center, it was really important for me to get defensive stops, finish well on the inside, at least have some decent shooting. So this is like the all-around package, and I'm still fairly tall. Interior, I went with an 88. That way I could at least have gold post lockdown. This is also another option where you can go +5 here to get 93, and then you can potentially have 92 strength, so you can get Hall of Fame post lockdown. Up to you. The perimeter defense, I had nothing else to really put a lot of my stats on, so I just went 41 perimeter and 45 for the steal. Block, I put it at an 88. 88 is really amazing as it is, honestly, but you know, I put it at 88 initially just so that when I was gonna get vet 2, I could have like put +5 to the block to get 93 block for a gold paint patroller, and also have a Hall of Fame high flying denier. But with the stats I'll show you later on, you'll have this at least at gold. I still get snatchback blocks with an 88 block and 83 vert. The defensive rebound, I put it right at an 80. 80 rebounding is also really good because you have an 83 vert with it. So silver rebound chaser is not half bad. The speed, I put it all the way up to a 71. This is what you need. You have to have a 71 speed to get the high flying denier on Hall of Fame if you were to pursue that eventually. Strength, I put it at a 90. So then you can either go +1 to get gold brick wall, or you can go +2 to the strength and then +5 to the interior to eventually get Hall of Fame post lockdown. And then the vertical, I put it up to an 83. That way you can get Hall of Fame aerial wizard, and then if you went with the 93 block, you can get Hall of Fame high flying denier. So yeah, really great all around two-way build. You got great rim protection already as it is. Like, even without the cap breakers, this build is amazing. And then with the cap breakers, you're like on a whole nother level. As a vet 2, I went like +5 here, +5 here, and +5 here. But honestly, the 88 block was already doing me plenty. Another route you could go with is still +5 here, +5 here, +5 here to the interior. And then by season 7, season 8, you can get the 92 strength. So then you'll have Hall of Fame post lockdown. You'll have a lot of legend finishing badges on top of it. If you think the interior is enough, you could just go like 5, 5, 5, and then like season 7 just +1 to the strength, and then season 8 have an 87 mid-range, just so you have a little bit more mid-range. Maybe you can make a better jump shot with an 87 midi than an 86 or 85. So those are two alternatives that I would recommend if you were going with this template. So yeah, there you go. I couldn't find a way how to get Hakeem, and if I did, it wouldn't give you, like, you'd have to have like a low 3 ball, but you get a accurate name of Hakeem. This is what I would make. This is the name I got when I made a Hakeem build in 2K24, 2-way 3-level scoring threat. So really great all around center build, and still fairly tall. You get great shades up anyways. I'll just put it on the New York Knicks or the San Antonio Spurs. That's what I kind of use in starting 5 a lot. So you can play like 1B or Karl Anthony Towns, because Josh Hart being power forward is just, in this game, just is not good. But yeah, if you like the build video, please drop a like. This is honestly like my second favorite build to use in the game, if not my favorite, low-key. I post build videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I also go live on Twitch Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to see me like ball out on these builds, just check out my live stream for live gameplay. And until then, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.